So Oscar Valdez, who was a hard, tough fighter out of top rank, he's fought guys like Navarrete, Shakur Stevenson. He's also fought a bevy of past and future stars as well, champions. He's one of the most active guys outside of JoJo Diaz down there in the weight classes. But I feel like he definitely is gonna have a chance against Liam Wilson. Just the fights that Oscar Valdez has actually put himself in position to actually accept. A lot of people just don't understand that the styles and the things that he went against, those were his weaknesses, but he's come out better after those fights. Sometimes you got to walk through the fire, actually know how it feels to get burned. So I feel like Oscar Valdez is in the perfect position. He doesn't give a lot of credit. I feel like he's probably one of the most underrated fighters right now as far as guys who just go out, fight, handle his business. Um, a lot of guys, I understand if a guy fails a test or a lot of things come up, like people were saying he was cheating and all that stuff. But if you go out there and you actually are fighting high competition and you getting yourself together, you taking losses and you get back out there and working your way through things, I can't really complain about a guy like that. That's all I ask from someone. Anyone in boxing, that's all I ask. Just go out there and handle your business. If they already promoting you like you're a top fighter, because they did get a little ahead of themselves, but Oscar Valdez, he's loyal to the game, though. He actually knows, like, okay, I was in position to where I was doing this, this, and this. I know that I went clean at this point, but they still accepted me to do certain things after that point, so I can only try to make things better by doing what I need to do. But Liam Wilson is a hard fight, though. A lot of guys, um, and it should be on March 29th, but that's gonna be a tough fight, man. I feel like a lot of times, Oscar Valdez, he picks the hard, but he's had very tough fights throughout, man. And I was thinking at this point right now, and Arizona's becoming a hotbed for fights lately too, as I see. Ever since Benavidez kind of went down there, it's been kind of I guess people starting to realize from other companies now that Arizona's a spot. I know they've been going around there for years in the past, but it's not Atlantic City and Vegas no more like it used to be. So a lot of those people, they're starting to try to gravitate towards the fans close to in Mexico and New Mexico, Arizona, Texas. I feel like they should have been had fights down there, but Texas is kind of difficult because of the rules. But Arizona seems like a perfect place. The weather and just all the things around. I know it gets a little hot in the summertime, but around the springtime and things like that, it should be perfect weather for that time. But I like how Oscar Valdez, bro. He just fought in August. He's not waiting around. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these guys, like Tank and all these other guys, I know y'all big names, Canelo. I know y'all big names and stuff. But we got to get to the point where we actually consistently see y'all, because it's to a point now where it's like, okay, we're not getting a big fight then. And then even when, in Canelo's case, it's a lot of times if he's not fighting a big name or a name people recognize, they don't really look towards that way. Like people watch the John Ryder fight, but not really. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really, the names got to kind of line up with these guys now, because fans are kind of starting to get picky with their money. Some fans, you know, some of these other fans, they think Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia is a bigger fight than what Canelo has going on. Some of these fans do, but I feel like it just got to line up right. But with Oscar Valdez, he's doing certain things now where he's putting on big fights, and at a certain point, you know, just to be realistic with you, when it's a guy like Oscar Valdez, you can kind of think about paying your money to see a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's the point right now, but I'm just saying, like, as a fan, if you be like, man, the last 5 fights, he been having some tough fights. You know what I'm saying? He been having some tough fights his last 5 fights. I would do a pay-per-view for him. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay for a pay-per-view. Even in Tiafimo's case, he could possibly do that. Like, you just gotta be in a position where you consistently putting on a good product and fighting good competition. You know what I'm saying? But when you're waiting around and putting value on wins and losses and things like that's when fans start to realize like, oh, that's what we care about now, wins and losses. Okay, that guy lost, that guy lost, that guy lost. So a lot of times we got to focus on the competition. With Oscar Valdez, I focus on the competition he fights. That's what I get. That's the value I get out of boxing and out of Oscar Valdez. He's one of the pillars in boxing that lets you realize, or he's one of those foundations in boxing that lets you know, okay, when you come over this way, you know I'm being a hard fight. If you come over to this section, you know that, okay, if I'm on the card, then it should be a decent fight that I'm gonna have. A lot of that stuff dictates whether a fan buys a ticket or a pay-per-view or other things. So we need more guys like Oscar Valdez, because a lot of times people try to feel like they got to line up a perfect fight, and that's not really the case. But that's all I got though. Like and subscribe.